Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're at Cabot High School, Panther Stadium in Cabot, Arkansas, as the Bentonville Tigers get ready to take on the Cabot Panthers in the quarterfinals of the 5A state playoffs. This is Doug Bachman along with Stephen Walker at Panther Stadium here in Cabot. And Steve, what can we say about Cabot?
Well, Doug, I tell you, I think the papers have summed it up. Cabot's going to come at you and play smash mouth football and run the football up and down. As I heard one of the coaches quote in the paper that they'd like to see 75 plays for 80 yards.
Also at Cabot, obviously the home field advantage is what really jumps out at you. They've won 35 of the last 36 ball games here at Cabot. The last 16 they've won, but Steve, I have never seen, and they probably have never seen, a visiting team take over this stadium the way that the Bentonville Tiger fans have come down here tonight.
I agree, Doug. This is impressive from a Bentonville side. Outstanding support coming all the way from the northwest corner of the state down here to support these Tigers as they're making their march to the finals of the state playoffs.
The one thing that you're going to notice is Cabot's going to come out in that dead tee, and they're going to run the football, and they'd love to get about 3 yards each play, but they are not very big. The Tigers will outsize them tonight. One of the keys for the Tigers, let's talk a little bit about them. We've got stop the big play. The Tigers just need to allow Cabot not to convert a long touchdown tonight, and the Tigers have to just continue that balanced attack.
Right, and I think also you have to say that we can't wait on that fourth quarter anymore, Doug. We're in that point in the finals where you got to sustain for 4 quarters from start to finish.
Absolutely, and as always, turnovers and penalties will be a key in a football game tonight. But Steve, let's mention some of our sponsors and then we'll get back for the kickoff.
Okay, first of all, we've got First Baptist Church there in Bentonville, Old Town Cleaners there in Bentonville behind Fletcher Honda. We have Bentonville Meat and Seafood Company on the square in Bentonville at 113 West Central. And Doug, we've got quite a few tonight. We've got Mike Landers Insurance Agency and Bud Anderson's Heating and Air in Bentonville. Everyone at Bud Anderson and Cooling is honored to help bring this telecast to you here on Family 45. And that's just a few. We'll get in many, many more as the night progresses, and we'll be right back for the opening kickoff.
We invite you to come and meet the helpful folks at Bentonville Meat and Seafood Company on the square, where quality and service rank #1. USDA choice meats can be cut to your specifications, and we have a large assortment of fresh fish and delicious seafood. Deli sandwiches made with Boar's Head brand meats and cheeses are prepared to order for dining in and carry out. Call on us to make your meals great. See us at 113 West Central or call 273-7006, open Monday through Saturday.
Welcome back to Panther Stadium, and folks, there you can see the Bentonville Tigers in the white jerseys tonight coming onto the field for the quarterfinal matchup with Cabot. Cabot will be in the red tonight, and folks, this is Arkansas Activities Association approved spot. The schools participating in this football playoff game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which has sponsored this football game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe most desirable for high school youth. And now that our housekeeping is out, the Tigers will be kicking off, and Steve, here we go.
Yeah.
Favre will tee it up. Cabot will receive from left to right. We're underway. Kind of a short kickoff.
Going there to number 4 for Cabot, and he's one of their mainstays in the backfield, Doug. That is Ryan Bales of Cabot. He's one of those fine running backs they have that Bentonville's going to so desperately try to stop tonight.
As we talked about, they've got 3 backs in that dead tee, but the sophomore tailback number 30 has rushed for 1,200 yards, and they've got 2 other ones, number 4 and the quarterback, that are about 900 yards this year. Not very big up front. I've been told that they're very finesse blocking. You'll see a lot of counters, but they'll get off the ball really quick on the offensive line. Option, and he's going to be met, falls forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Ben Wanders on the tackle for the Tigers, and I cannot say enough, Steve, about the fans of Bentonville coming down here to Cabot.
Outstanding job by the fans of Bentonville come down here and support their team. Nice run there by Cabot. We did a nice job taking care of our assignments on the options there. They only picked up about 3 yards. That brings up second down and about long 7, Doug.
See the Tigers automatically in a 6-2 defense tonight. 2 corners and a safety. And here's the fullback off tackle, and the Tigers stock him up right in the hole.
Yeah, nice job there by Taylor Sizemore. Actually rode his blocker down the line to pick up that nice tackle there. That brings up third down and a long 6. And very, very key here in the early part of the ball game, Doug, for Bentonville to make a stop on this running game.
Sean Fitzsimmons also in there on that tackle. But, Steve, it's evident right now that the offensive line of Cabot is not very big. Bentonville defensive line a lot bigger.
A lot bigger, Doug, and our linebackers are probably bigger than their offensive line themselves.
Here they come, and fullback right up the middle, and he's going to be stopped, but we've got a flag in the backfield, so generally it's somewhere where there's going to be motion. If it is, that'll be declined and bring up 4th down.
Exactly. And Doug, I paid attention a little bit to their punter in their pregame, and their punter was doing a nice job. Looked like he was going to average probably 40 yards a punt as he was warming up.
The Tigers hold on the first possession, and it's going to be 4th and about 4, so Challen Aswell will go back to return the punt.
You can tell that Bentonville's done a nice job scouting Cabot to this point, as they've certainly changed up their defensive scheme of what we've seen in the past.
Tigers with 1 extra guy on the field. Now they're set with 11. Cabot 3 and out. Low snap. Tigers coming after it, but they don't get it, and Aswell will fair catch.
Fair catch on the 30-yard line, Doug, and that was kind of an end over end, as he didn't have the rhythm of the punt like you normally would like to have as you punt the football.
Bad snap. It threw off that timing, but the Tigers will take it at their own 29. And Steve, let's go 71 yards right now for a touchdown.
That'd be really nice. And before we take off on that 71-yard drive, I'd like to thank Bobby Morey for his sponsorship of bringing you this telecast there in Bentonville.
Tigers come out in a spread formation, 5 wideouts in the shotgun. Cabot on the 5-3.
Nice catch. Caught. Nice catch there by number 21 for Bentonville.
Tell you, number 42 for Cabot. It went right through his hands.
Chris Brosh looked like he was juggling a couple of footballs before he brought that in, but nice catch. Picked up about 6 yards. That brings up second down and a long 4, Doug.
Brosh has very good hands for the Tigers. If you get it close to him, he's going to come away with the reception most of the time. Cabot in the 5-2 defense.
Handoff straight up the middle to Clark. Clark's going to pick up close to the first down. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short, Doug. And he is. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. But
I'd love to see the Tigers just pound this ball in there. Their offensive line, if they'll come off the football, Cabot is much, much smaller. We were walking around before the game on the track down here, and I'm telling you, we were very surprised at the size of Cabot.
Yes.
Hartman, and he's going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah. Last effort there put him into the first down marker. And you're right, Doug. The largest player they list on their squad is, I believe, 260, and he's 5'9". So as far as height and size, they're just not really that big a team. And I don't believe that Cabot is going to see a passing team quite as good as Bentonville has been this year.
Typically, the 5A East does not have the competition Brosh with the catch, and I'll tell you what, Alan Sleganoff stood in as the blitz was coming. Safety blitz right up the middle, and he throws a strike to Brosh.
Picks up
gain of about 8 yards.
About 8 yards, a long one for the first down, and we need this position all night long, Doug, where we're trying to pick up a first down with only 1 or 2 yards to go. Aswell coming.
Pro eye set. Sleganoff under center, and he hands off to Hartman, and he's going to get about 3-4 yards, and another Tiger first down. Inside Panther territory at about the 47-yard line.
Certainly what we wanted to see Bentonville do is control the clock tonight, keep the football on the offensive side, score points, and keep that ball away from that running game of Cabot that eats up the clock more so than what Bentonville does at times.
But it's extremely important that the Tigers come out early and put it on Cabot on their home field. Fullback.
That's Clark.
He's going to gain about 2 yards. It's going to bring up second and about 7.
You know, Doug, so far we've seen Brosh catch the ball twice, and normally one of the favorite targets for Bentonville is Geigel, and that might be a nice change for Bentonville tonight, as they were probably going to key on Geigel and Aswell.
Well, Brosh has excellent hands. There is no safety in the middle of the field for Cabot. Slant, and it's dropped by Brosh. Maybe I'm bragging on him too much, but that time was an excellent call. I don't know if he checked off at the line of scrimmage, but there was no safety in the middle of the field, so the Tigers go to the slant. As Brosh catches it in stride, he's got one guy to beat, so look for him when they get into that defensive set. Again, look for the Tigers to come back to that very same play.
And we talked about it last week when we were playing Pine Bluff, how much one-on-one coverage they were giving Bentonville, and how easy that is for us to attack.
There comes a blitz from Cabot. They back out now.
We go Drew Denny.
And Joe Denny, big, quick screen, and he gets inside the 10-yard line.
Doug, that's about a 35-yard pickup, as he did a nice job cutting back up and getting his blockers. And again, another one of those receivers as Schlegenhoff continues to spread the ball around with that passing attack.
Drew Denny really did a good job motoring up the middle that time.
Drew's one of those guys that's got a deceiving type speed in him. He's real tall, and he takes those big, long strides.
Aswell's out here one-on-one, and they're looking his way. And he's got it, and he's going to score.
Touchdown. And that touchdown comes with 6:40 left in the first quarter. And the first time that Bentonville touches the football, they march 70 yards, Doug, in just a little bit over 2 minutes in that quarter.
Absolutely. And again, balanced attack. They run the football, pass it a little bit, passed on first down a couple times, and the Tigers are off early. Vavra will be in for the kick.
Nice extra point. Vavra puts it back there by the concession stand, as he's got a really nice leg as we've seen all year. Outstanding job by Bentonville.
The Tigers come out and that offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage. But let me tell you, if you continue to get Challen Aswell one-on-one with one of their corners, I'll take that matchup all day long, Steve.
Yeah. Doug, while we got a second here, while they line up for the kickoff, we'd like to thank Landers Insurance Agency. They can help you prepare for your life-altering events like auto accidents, house fires, and a business being vandalized. Call Landers Insurance Agency, continuing a tradition of service and professionalism since 1968. We are proud to be a supporter of the Bentonville Tigers. Into the end zone.
This time, Vavra kicks it to the bus.
Yeah. I tell you, after he's kicked the extra point or kicked the field goal this year, he seems to gain about 10 or 15 more yards on his kickoffs.
You know, one thing about him, he may single-handedly cause an extension on high school goalposts.
Yeah, because he does kick that ball.
Really gets good height on it.
Really high.
Let's see if the Tigers can force a 3 and out again here. Cabot, obviously, with their tradition, wants to get something happening here. belly series with the fullback, and he gets about 7 yards.
Yeah, and Dougie, this is very key for Bentonville's defenders to, number one, stay on their assignment, but number two, to read that football while they're staying on their assignments. One of the tougher offenses to defend.
If the quarterback is really good at ball faking, it's an excellent offense. And so far we've seen just a little bit of that. But the senior quarterback's definitely got some experience. Here comes the tailback.
Nice stop over there by Taylor Sizemore and a few other of the Bentonville Tigers.
It's going to be close to a first down. It was a touchback, so if the ball's touching the 30-yard line, it'll be a first down, and it is. So Cabot gets their first down of the night. Bentonville Tigers with a 71-yard touchdown drive on the opening series. Cabot 3 and out, and now they just get a first down with their first 2 plays of the second series. Tigers really crowding the line.
Nice job there by Steve Jones to pick up that read, tackling number 14.
Tigers playing a 6-2 defense.
That's another one of Cabot's seniors, Adam Baker, he's a junior, Adam Baker, so Cabot will have him back next year.
He's got about 800 yards rushing so far this season.
And Doug, the first quarter seems to be really flying by here. We've only got about 5 minutes left. Each team now touched the football. This is Cabot's second possession.
Well, Cabot's yet to throw a pass, and the Tigers only had very few incomplete passes. I can remember one that was incomplete, so the clock's been running since then. But big third down for Cabot.
Big third down. It brings up third down, Doug, and it's really a long 7 here.
One of the things that Cabot likes to do, is my understanding, is they'll come out, fake to that running back here on the right side and throw back to the opposite side. Let's see if the first pass goes that way.
Running out of room.
Scramble, throws it away, and it's going to bring up fourth down. Good defense from the Tigers, nowhere to go.
Yeah, certainly something that Cabot's not used to doing is throwing the football, and nice coverage there by the Bentonville Tigers.
If you're a predominantly running team, the worst thing in the world is to be put in a throwing situation.
You're right, and also I'm not sure how much Cabot has been down after the first quarter this year being at home.
Well, they've not been down in the last 36 games but once at the end of the game.
That's true.
And the Tigers look to return the punt this time. They went for the block last time.
Nice punt.
And the first turnover of the ball game is going to be an error on the punt return, and Cabot recovers the football at the 10-yard line of the Tigers.
And Doug, I'm not sure if Aswell slipped or exactly what happened there, but that's very uncharacteristic of Aswell. He's always sure-handed on those punt returns.
See if the Tigers inserts our goal line defense and put some big bodies over there.
Bentonville continues to crowd the offensive line of Cabot.
Cabot's going to run the option, and they're not going to get anywhere. Maybe a yard. Let's call it 2nd down and 9. Quarterback keeping the football. 3 minutes and 58 seconds left here in the first quarter, and the Tigers need a big stand here. Steve, this is time for the Tigers to step up and say, Cabot, you're not going to score. You can't score. We give you the ball at the 10-yard line, and you're not going to score on us.
You're exactly right, Doug. If they can come away with this in worst-case scenario of a field goal, they've won the battle.
We were watching the field goal kicker from Cabot, and there's an offsides jump illegal procedure on Cabot. So uncharacteristic of Cabot. Normally they do not make mistakes, but I think they realize that they're up against the Bentonville Tigers tonight.
Well, Doug, real quick, I'd like to thank Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. Take the offense this year with your heating. Call Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling for the BHS football special. For only $49, Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling will come out, clean your furnace factory fresh, and test for carbon monoxide gas.
Second down now and 14, and Cabot's going to call timeout.
And that's exactly what we wanted to do there, Doug, is intimidate Cabot a little bit, get them off balance, and make them start using those timeouts early in the football game.
I tell you what, in a quarterfinal playoff game, all times of the game are crucial, but if the Tigers can hold Cabot here after giving them the ball on the 10-yard line, take it down and score, Cabot's got to think twice about, hey, this team's good.
Yes. Also, Doug, real quick, I'd like to thank Bobby Morey. Auto Body Shop is proud to sponsor the Tiger playoffs. Go see Bob Morey for any of those unfortunate dings and accidents to your automobile. 506 Southwest 14th Street, 273-7292. And for those folks that don't know where that's at, that's actually 102 West out of Bentonville, just about a block or so down the road on 102.
That's right, off 71 or Walton Boulevard.
Some of our other fine sponsors we've had tonight is First Baptist Church of Bentonville, Old Town Cleaners in Bentonville behind Fletcher Honda.
Also at Pinnacle Point, and Bentonville Meat and Seafood just off the square at 113 West Central in Bentonville. Steve, second and 14, what do you do if you're Cabot? For the first time tonight, they come out in a spread formation, one back, double tight end, set. Trying to spread the Bentonville defense out and run the fullback.
Nice job there by Steve Jones reading the handoff.
He gets back the yardage that they got on the penalty, so it's going to bring up a third down and goal, and I'd say about the 9-yard line.
And Doug, we was talking about their field goal kicker. You're in the state quarterfinals. Do you kick the field goal, or you try to get the momentum back, and do you use four-down territory here?
Well, we watched the field goal kicker before the game, very accurate to about 35 yards, but not the strongest of the leg, but he did not miss them. They were down the middle, so I think you get points if you don't get in the end zone here.
Misdirection.
Counter option, and he's going to be stopped at about the 8-yard line, gain of maybe 1. And let's see what Cabot does. But, Steve, if you're Cabot, you can't come away here without points because the Tigers just gave them the ball on the 10-yard line, and so far it's 4th down and 9.
Right. And I'm going to have to give the Bentonville defensive line a lot of credit here, Doug. They are doing an outstanding job of stuffing these offensive blockers, as the only two people that are really downfield blocking are the two guys that are assigned to the linebackers.
And they are going to attempt a field goal. Number 9 for Cabot. I believe that was his number before the game. I was watching Alan Swift, I believe, is the kicker. Well, it looks like 13.
Got a flag, Doug. Delay a game. That's going to back it up to where they may have a decision to make here.
I don't think there's any decision at all. I think you kick the 3. It's going to make about a 25-yard kick. 27-yard. That'll be longer than that, won't it, Steve?
Yeah. From the point of the football, it will be, Doug.
Be right at 30 yards.
Very key here that
you got to watch the fake, obviously.
no good.
It is no good.
No good.
And the Bentonville Tigers have held after giving the Cabot Panthers the ball on the 10-yard line. And Steve, what a lift for the Bentonville Tigers.
And Doug, I'm not sure, but what Christian Boyd didn't get in there and push that ball down and flat. I couldn't tell if he had his hand on it or not, but boy, that ball come out of there awful flat for it not to have gotten blocked.
Time to go 80 yards for a touchdown.
About the same spot we started last time, Doug, maybe 5 yards further back.
Handoff up the middle, and he's going to get about 4 yards, 3 yards. Minute 40 left here in the first quarter, and it's been all Bentonville so far. The one lone mistake, an errant catch on a punt, gave Cabot the ball at the 10-yard line, but Cabot ended up on about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Doug, you know, there's one young man that's not been able to play football tonight that I'm sure that Bentonville wished they had, and that was
Chris Christians.
Chris Christians. Very, very solid performer for Bentonville all year.
Draw, and Hartman breaks it for about 10, 12 yards.
Brings up first down.
It's going to be a Bentonville Tiger first down.
Minute and 7 left here in the first quarter.
Give the credit to the Bentonville offensive and defensive lines. Right now, they are controlling the line of scrimmage.
They're winning the battle.
Trips left, one back, and we've got man-to-man coverage on everywhere in the secondary. And they go back to that slant, unable to connect on it. But when we get into the trips left with a split end out right, so far, Steve, they've tried to cover us man-to-man in the secondary.
And I'm not sure that, Doug, they've got the speed that can do that, covered us man-to-man. And one thing that's going to play a factor tonight is the pressure so far that Schlagenhoff is getting. He is actually throwing the ball right as he's getting hit. And there's going to be some changes made that's going to end up being a big play for us there.
Pitch to Hartman.
Nice gain there by Derrick. Derrick picking up about 6 yards from where they're going to spot the football.
That's going to be close to being the last play of the first quarter. Let's see when they put the play in. And that will be the last play of the first quarter.
Bentonville.
Well, the Tigers aren't going to wait. They're going to come out in third down. Now they're going to see a big third down for the Tigers, and they're going to talk about it during the interim after the end of the quarter. Folks, it's been all Bentonville Tigers. 7-0 over the Cabot Panthers, and we're going to be right back for second quarter action after this.
From 1978 until today, Old Town Cleaners have developed a reputation for quality service and attention to detail, with same-day, 1 hour, and next-day service. See them at 2 convenient locations, one in Bentonville behind Fletcher Honda, offering full-service cleaning and alterations, and a second in Rogers on Pinnacle Point Drive off Champions Drive. For next-day service, drop clothing after hours at both locations at the Safe Depository for next-day service.
Welcome back, folks, on Family 45. You're watching the Bentonville Tigers in quarterfinal 5A state playoff action. I'm Doug Bachman along with Stephen Walker. And, Steve, the first quarter was all Bentonville.
All Bentonville, dominated by Bentonville, both on the offensive and defensive side of the football. Bentonville's in a 3rd down and 4. Plenty of time to pass. Nice catch by Drew Denny. Complete at Doug the 48-yard line. So Bentonville picks up another first down, as they have not been denied on a first down tonight.
Schlagenhoff had all kinds of time that time.
Nice job there by that outstanding offensive line of Bentonville, giving him time to throw the football, formed him a nice little pocket, and just stepped up a couple of steps and drilled the football.
Tigers playing with a lot of confidence.
A lot of confidence tonight.
I was in Bentonville today when they left on the chartered buses with a police escort out of town.
And there goes Mr. Clark up the middle. He's going to pick up a long 7 here.
Steve, I'm just amazed. Not really amazed is the right word, but I'm so confident about this football game right now because Bentonville's offensive and defensive lines both are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Right.
And as you know, if you control the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage, you're going to win most football games.
You're absolutely right. And this offensive performance thus far kind of reminds you of that one that you saw in Springdale, as Bentonville went to Springdale's home and beat them pretty handedly.
Tigers in the power I formation. Steve Jones leading the way, pitch back to Hartman, and he's going to be stopped.
They never did get Derrick down. Derrick's running the football extremely hard tonight, hitting the hole a little quicker than we've seen him hit the hole in the past.
Another 3rd down for the Tigers. 3rd and about 4. Let's see if the Tigers go back to the air. But I tell you, I'd go back to that trips formation.
They're going to go.
Cabot does not have a safety in the ball game. The post is wide open.
Slip down, as well as just having a terrible time with this turf, Doug.
Well, Slagenhoff that time got hit right as he released the football, and that's tough to put it on the money. But it's going to bring fourth down, a long 3 for the Tigers. And they're going to punt Cabot back.
I was watching Drew Denny punt the football before the game started, and Drew was hitting some nice punts out here on this football field. Some of the best ones I've seen him hit all year.
Snap a little bit errant. Pooch kick. And it's going to hit it about the 15 and roll it to about the 12-yard line.
That's a nice little kick. Did exactly what we needed it to do there, Doug, actually go in reverse spin.
Folks, the Arkansas Activities Association is one of the 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of State High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility, which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation.
Okay, Doug, ball's on about the 12-yard line.
Belly series and the fullback right up the middle. It breaks loose, and the sophomore at the 20, at the 10, and he's going to be drugged down. Nope.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. 90-yard touchdown run for Cabot.
And that's the sophomore that we were talking about, and he just added to his stats.
Had 1,200 yards coming into the football game, but he broke some tackles and goes 90 yards.
And Doug, we talked about it in our pregame about the big play and how important that was for Bentonville to stay away from defensively.
I'm still very encouraged. Tigers are still controlling that offensive and defensive line. He just kind of slithered through that way, and we missed a couple tackles. And he's a lot faster than he looks.
Yeah, he is. A lot faster than he looks.
Kicks up and good.
So, folks, we got a tie score now. It's 7-7 with 9:48 here left in the second quarter. And I'd like to take some time here to, again, thank some of our sponsors for the night. First Baptist Church in Bentonville built a fine new facility there in Bentonville just off of Central in Maine. Bobby Morey's Auto Body Shop is proud to sponsor the Tiger playoffs. Go see Bobby for any of your unfortunate accidents. He's located there on 102 West in Bentonville. Or call 273-7292. Old Town Cleaners in Bentonville behind Fletcher Honda and over at Pinnacle Point just off of Champions Drive. Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. With the heating season coming in, we'd like to help defend your home from carbon monoxide gas. Call Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling anytime, day or night, for BHS football special, and we will completely clean your furnace and check for gas leaks for only $49. So, folks, if you're having any problems with that heating system as winter comes on, call Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling in Bentonville.
You got Mike Landers Insurance. Of course, Mike is a 1973 graduate of Bentonville High School, and he certainly supports the activities there at the high school. Mike Landers Nationwide Insurance, and here comes Cabot with the kickoff.
Pooch kick, Doug, up in the air, out of bounds.
I think it's going to go out of bounds, so that'll be at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
And, Doug, we've seen that a lot up in the 5A West, as a lot of those teams in the 5A West have went to that. And to be honest with you, I quite don't understand the pooch kick on the kickoff. I mean, other than stopping the big breakaway run, it doesn't accomplish a whole lot.
You know, years ago when we played, it made a little bit more sense because you didn't get the ball at the 35-yard line. They backed them up 5 yards and kicked again.
Right.
So you had a chance to really make a defensive play or force a turnover. But let's see what the Tigers do now, as they'll go 65 yards away from taking the lead. It's 7-7, 9:48 here in the second quarter in Cabot. Tigers come with the counter play. And he's going to get about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 7.
And so far, Doug, we haven't seen the Bentonville lineup in that big power set where they put Steve Jones and Clark and Hartman in the backfield yet.
Only one time have we seen that. And Hartman was stopped for no gain on the play.
Clark is come out of the football game, so that means Hartman will be in the backfield by himself, and you've got your trips to the right over here that we was talking about earlier in the evening.
You've got man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Pass out here in the flat. Slagenhoff was hit, but
brings up third down, Doug, an unfamiliar third down for Bentonville thus far tonight.
well, 3rd down and 7, big 3rd down. You want to answer.
Right.
When Cabot answers with that big play, we want to answer right away.
Hartman coming out of the football game, and that puts Christian Boyd in, which means that Slagenhoff's probably going to run out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers.
5 wideouts.
Cabot's got their safety back now, Doug.
Over the middle. Oh, Geigel.
Yes,
I
he
believe.
caught it. He gave it to him. He
did.
caught it.
He fell on his back, and the ball,
Oh,
Weston Geigel with an acrobatic catch, and
well,
now are they ruling it off?
they turned.
They overruled it.
The
so
side
it's gonna be
judge had
4th
him.
down.
Yeah, the side judge had him catching it, and the back judge said no catch.
I think it bounced, but I'm not 100% sure. Folks buy a tape and rewind it and take a look again.
I did that myself last Saturday. I'd run it and then I'd rewind it.
Denny will be back to punt for the Tigers. Last time he pinned it at about the 10, but it didn't take Cabot long to score. Nice, high, booming punt.
There's the fullback, number 30 for Cabot.
Well, this is the sophomore again. Now, he's tough to bring down.
Got a flag, Doug. Looks like maybe a block in the back or a hold
Or a face mask.
or a face mask, but I think he flew through the flag actually before we got to the runner.
See what we're going to have.
Doug, we'd also like to thank Bentonville Meat and Seafood Company on the square in Bentonville at 113 West Central.
It's going to be a clip against Cabot. Now, the unfortunate thing is they're going to be right about that 10-yard line where they just ran 90 yards for a touchdown from.
I certainly feel like that Bentonville probably has given up the only big play of the evening.
So far, you're absolutely right.
Well, I think they're done. I don't think we'll see another one tonight from Bentonville's defensive side anyway. Nice job by Bentonville reading that fullback up the middle as he gets barely 2 yards on that pickup. Brings up 2nd down and a long 8.
Want to thank Bentonville Meat and Seafood for sponsoring the game, and also First Western Bank. Start saving for next year's wish list with a First Western Bank Christmas Club account. Thanks again to them for sponsoring Tiger football on Family 45 as the Tigers go towards the state playoff or state championship.
Doug, I tell you, I don't know how much trouble you're having, but I'm having a little bit of trouble reading the quarterback on his fakes to the fullback and to the tailbacks.
Nice ball faking, but the one thing about the dead T or the T formation is everybody is tight. So it's very tough to read. That quarterback will put the ball in the belly, ride a step, pull it out, give it to one of the halfbacks, or belly series it for the option outside. The Tigers, 3rd down and 6, need a big stop here. Pitch outside, and he's got some room.
Doug,
He's going to have a 1st down, I believe, isn't he? Real close.
Yeah, he's right at the marker.
It's going to be a 1st down for Cabot. One thing about it, the Cabot offensive line in this series is coming off the ball better than they have so far in the football game.
Yeah, I think
They're not really big, but they're quick out.
Right.
Watch them this time. Nobody raises up. Their first movement is forward.
handoff up the middle, goes for maybe a yard. And you're exactly right, Doug. I think maybe Cabot had that quarterfinal jitter in their offensive line the first quarter, and they are doing a better job coming off the football.
6 minutes and 45 seconds left now here in the second quarter. Tigers on defense. 7-7 ball game here in Cabot at Panther Stadium.
Cabot's got a little bit of a alignment problem. Pitch out. Nice job there by the defense pursuing as Taylor Sizemore put pressure on him. As he turned the corner, we had 3 Bentonville defenders there.
Steve Jones as well.
Steve Jones, Brady Carmen, Ben Wanders was over there.
3rd down 5 now for Cabot. Cabot's starting to get into that sync with their offense to be able to run their normal offense, not a panic or not a come from behind team. But folks, the Tigers, remember, have owned fourth quarter against just about everybody this year.
There's that
pitch
wide
outside,
pitch.
And he's got some room. And I believe he's going to have a first down.
I believe you're right, Doug, and that's the second time in a row that they've went 3rd down with that pitch wide to number 14, Adam Baker, who's a junior, kind of a hard guy to pick up. He's only 5'6", not very tall. Ball's just about the 30-yard line, Doug, and 5:20 left here in the second quarter.
Fullback up the middle again. He's going to get a couple yards. That's about it.
Doug, what's impressive about the middle of the football is the big pile that's created up there with the Bentonville defensive line really stuffing that offensive line back to where they came from.
Folks, if you're having trouble hearing us, it's because there is a drum on top of the press box that is just in between every play is very, very loud. And also, these Bentonville fans, I can't give them enough credit to track down here from Cabot, but I think there's as many Bentonville fans here as there is Cabot fans tonight.
I think you're right. Bentonville showing a little bit of a blitz.
It's a fake blitz right now. Kind of a goal line set on 2nd down. Belly series, halfback, and he's not going to get anything. He's going to bring down 3rd down and 6.
And Doug, I can't say enough how important this 3rd down here is. We said it before, but I think we need to shift the momentum again back to our side and get their rhythm of their offense kind of broke up a little bit here and put them back on the sidelines, let them think about it a little bit more.
I keep reminding myself, Steve, and I keep looking for that throwback pass that we saw as Cabot was warming up on the field before the game.
Yeah, they seem to have some tricks up their sleeve as we watched them in their pregame.
Fullback right up the middle. No, pass.
It's no good.
I think he got it. Right at the 50-yard line.
No good. Back judge is saying no good. And that's the second time the back judge tonight's waved off.
Overrule again. Geigel had a catch for the Tigers that he came in and overruled, and now number 30, the sophomore running back from Cabot, Robertson, catches the ball out of bounds, but they had me fooled. I said the fullback up the middle. The quarterback really does an excellent job of faking.
He does. We'll see if Challen can hold on to the football this time as they get ready to punt.
Tigers
Bentonville,
go after it.
go after it.
Fair catch.
Nice job.
And made at the 32-yard line. So with 3:38 left here in the second quarter, the Tigers will take over at their own 32-yard line.
Folks, we'd like to thank again the sponsorship of Bud Anderson's Heating and Air. If you have any of your heating system that's not working, take advantage of that $49 special with Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling and give him a call. He'll come out and take care of you.
Cabot in a 5-2 defense as well, out in the flat, and he's going to run back up and get about 8 yards. Good pass and catch. And that time, going to be 2nd and about 2.
Nice nose for the marker. He realized he was going the wrong direction, turned his nose back up towards the 1st down marker, and that brings up 2nd down a long 2, Doug.
Challen really does a good job after he catches the football. That first step of his after he catches the football has really been beneficial for the Tigers this year. Left formation now. Over the middle, Brosh, and he's got some room.
Pick up, Doug, of about 30 yards. Again, Brosh, so far tonight, has been the big play receiver for Bentonville Tigers.
I'm continuing to be amazed. We saw this several times last week, and where there was no safety at all. And the Tigers can work on that middle of the field all night. Now Cabot goes back to a traditional.
Doug, I'm still continuing to see a lot of the Bentonville players slipping on this turf. I did not actually get down to the field to see what kind of condition it looks like. It's in a really good shape, but
well, there's a big track around the field, and that's as far as we got this evening, folks.
I'd like to go back to the previous play where we completed a pass. Schlagenhoff had an outstanding pass, but he had really good patience waiting for that pass to develop.
Out to Geigel, and he gets the ball. He's up the sideline, and he's going to be all the way down to about the 10-yard line of Cabot.
Nice pass, nice arm strength by Schlagenhoff to get that ball all the way across the field in stride with Geigel.
Nice, easy read from Schlagenhoff. You flood the left side of the field with two receivers in one area. It's a simple matter of looking to see which one the defender takes. That time he throws short to Geigel, but Geigel made a good move along the sideline. And it's first and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Derek Hartman up the middle, and he's going to get down to about the 3-yard line.
And Doug, there's a minute and 50 seconds left on the clock. Clock is running.
Cabot will put their goal line defense in the game.
Bentonville has not used any of their timeouts this half. Cabot has only used their one. So plenty of timeouts on both sides of the football to end the first half.
Second down goal. Let's call it the 4-yard line. I said the 3, but let's call it the 4. Fullback up the middle, and he's going to get about 2 yards.
We're down to a minute and 20, and
plenty of time.
Brings up third down, Doug, and I wonder if they won't call a timeout here, and they haven't set the play clock just yet.
Yeah, I think the Tigers are going to call timeout when the play clock runs down.
Minute 59 seconds, 57 seconds left. I think you're right. Schlagenhoff's going to let the play clock run down to probably 2 or 3 seconds and then call timeout. That still gives Bentonville enough time for 2 more plays and a half, Doug, as there's 41.7 seconds left. So there's certainly enough time and enough timeouts to end the first half on just 2 offensive plays.
Third down, and I'm going to call it the 2-yard line, but the Tigers really need to punch it in here. Brings back memories, Steve, of 1984. Billy Dawson, the quarterback, Charles Redfield, the tight end, Teddy Schimmer.
Yep.
Tailback and linebacker, of course, a former Razorback, now living in Conway. But I remember coming down, making the trip, and the Tigers fell that night in the state playoffs. It was a quarterfinal match. Tigers won a game at home and then lost down here. And we do not want to repeat that here again.
Well, Doug, let's set the stage here for the last 41 seconds of the half. Bentonville's got the football on about the 3-yard line. It's third down. Bentonville's going with their power set.
I think it's time just to power it in. And Hartman off tackle, and he's going to be, I think, into the end zone.
He's awfully close.
I don't have a signal yet, and it looks like they are going to call him down. I thought there was a lot of movement there.
Yeah, Doug, and according to the marker, as I'm looking through the window here, it's about a half yard. And
Bentonville probably called timeout again with about 5 seconds left.
Yeah, because the play clock is not a factor at this point because we're down to 12 seconds now.
And I tell you what, if you're Coach Gary Ware, the interim coach, no longer on his title, Gary Ware is the head football coach of the Bentonville Tigers. And this is a big decision.
Yeah, he calls timeout with 4.4 seconds left in the first half. Scores tied 7-7, and certainly Bentonville's got Cabot on their heels, backed up to their own goal line.
I tell you, Steve, we can't. This press box is very low, and you watch on our monitors as well, or the TV cameras, it's very low, so the angles are kind of tough. But where the marker is showing, there's probably 3 or 4 inches before that ball touches the line. And Steve, I come out and I'd say blew down something first sound and follow big Aaron Dannenhauer right into the end zone if I'm Schlegenhoff.
I think you're right, and even get the fullbacks to push Schlegenhoff a little bit as they're going in as a blocker.
Absolutely right, and let's see what the Tigers will do, but I think it's time for that big senior Aaron Dannenhauer just to lead Schlegenhoff right into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, obviously, if you're Cabot, you're standing on the other sideline saying, hey, it's a quarterback sneak.
Right.
We got to stop this.
But I think you're right, though. Dannenhauer, if there's any center in the state of Arkansas that can do this, he's the one that can do it.
But that's why we're up here, and Coach Gary Ware is down there. He's the one that has to do it, and he hands off to Hartman, and he's going to be stopped.
No.
Hartman went airborne, and they stop him at the goal line. So that's the end of the first half, and it's going to be 7-7, and Cabot with a goal line stand, Bentonville with a goal line stand, or Bentonville held Cabot on the 10-yard line. So we're going to be back at Panther Stadium for second half action. This is Doug Bachman along with Stephen Walker on Family 45, and folks, come back and watch Cabot and Bentonville the last half.
You're watching Family 45 Television, K45EI, Bentonville, Rogers.
We're back in Cabot, Arkansas at Panther Stadium with a halftime score between the Bentonville Tigers and Cabot Panthers at 7-7. And Steve, you've got some statistics for us.
Yeah, Doug, Cabot's only got 142 yards of total offense, 90 of that, or actually 98 by one player, 90 of that in one play. So it leaves Cabot, take that away, and they've only got 44 yards of total offense. Bentonville, on the other hand, has 133 through the pass, 48 on the ground for a total of 181.
But a big goal line stand at the end of the first half from Cabot.
Yeah, and be interested to see if Bentonville uses that as a momentum motivator or if they use it as a downside.
Well, we talked about the keys to the ball game for the Tigers at the start. Stop the big play, and obviously Cabot came up with one. Let's see what they can do in the second half. Also, we wanted the Tigers to really use that balanced attack, and so far they're heavy on the pass, only 48 yards rushing, 133 through the air. But don't wait until the fourth quarter. The Tigers have a history of waiting until the fourth quarter to really dominate their opponents, and so far the Tigers 7-7. The Arkansas Activities Association believes that athletes are taught many things through sports. In addition to the skills, they learn self-control, ideals of fair play and honesty, respect for authority and for opposing players. To learn these values results in a maximum benefits from his athletic experience. And Steve, why don't you run through our advertisers as Bentonville's getting ready to receive the second half kickoff.
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors real quick. Bentonville Meat and Seafood Company on the square in Bentonville, 113 West Central. First Baptist Church of Bentonville, just off of Central on Main Street. Bob Morey Auto Body Shop is proud to be a sponsor of the Tiger Playoffs. Go see Bob for any of your unfortunate dings or fender benders. All your fine repairs for automobiles, located on 102 West in Bentonville, Old Town Cleaners in Bentonville, and Pinnacle Point Drive in Rogers.
Pooch kick taking it about the 15. And we've got a Tiger all the way to about the 44-yard line of Cabot. Taking it about the 17-yard line.
Number 36, Tristan
Tarks
for Bentonville. Doug, you and I had a long drive up here, or down here rather, and we talked about that young man and how good he's going to be for Bentonville in the future.
Young sophomore. Tarks able to return it back to the 44-yard line, and let's see what the Tigers will do from there. But we talked about him having to play maybe in the tailback position some with Chris Christian's out. Bootleg to Brosh, out of bounds, incomplete.
Brosh ran into the practice net for our kicker.
I think his pride was hurt more than anything, kind of aggravated because he didn't catch the football. But interesting, the Tigers run the bootleg on the first play after the big return. 2nd and 10.
Doug, I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors real quick. First Western Bank. Start saving for your next year's Christmas list with First Western Bank Christmas Club.
Hartman off tackle, and he's not going to gain much. 2 yards maybe. Tigers in the single back set. 5-2 defense from Cabot that time.
Folks, as you're feeling the cold chill of winter come on, stop by and see Bud Anderson's Heating and Cooling. Bud's got a special going on, $49. He'll come by and check all your leaks if you have any, or clean your system out, make it very operable for the winter time.
Single back set again. Trips left. Every time they're in the man-to-man after that. Oh, and Challen Aswell was open. Slagenhoff overthrows him, but Slagenhoff gets himself up off the turf. Good pass rush that time from Cabot. Drew Denny will come in for the punt. Tigers will try to pin Cabot back.
Drew did a nice job trying to pooch kick last time.
It was right before the 90-yard run. They pinned him in at the 10-yard line. This one's going to go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, 18-yard line. So the Tiger defense will come onto the field.
Doug, another one of our sponsors real quick, like Landers Insurance Agency can help you prepare for your life-altering events like auto accidents, house fires, businesses being vandalized. Call Landers Insurance Agency, a tradition of service and professionalism since 1968.
Dead T formation, Cabot. Double tight end set, fullback. And he's going to be stood up in the hole. Gain of maybe a yard.
Be interesting, Doug, to see how the coaches make any adjustments, if any, during the halftime.
Well, I think both teams are a little bit disappointed because they missed some opportunities. Cabot had a 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line, was unable to score, and Bentonville stopped on the last play of the first half at the goal line. So both teams a little bit disappointed. Counter play, good run. We watched before the ball game, and Cabot really likes to run those counters, and we didn't see much of that in the first half, so look for that quite a bit here in the second half.
And you had to kind of expect that as we was talking about adjustments during the halftime. Bentonville doing such a good job stuffing the football at the line of scrimmage with that fullback up the middle.
Fullback. Again, he's going to be stopped for a short gain.
Doug, Cabot seems very content just staying with the ground game and eating up that clock.
That's their ball game. That's what everybody knew coming in they were going to do.
I believe if I remember right, they've only thrown one pass for the evening thus far, and that was incomplete.
Incomplete, out of bounds. Tigers in a zone in the secondary. Counter. Good run. Good run that time. Ryan Bales, the senior, 5'6", 165, just kept those legs pumping, and he's going to get a first down for Cabot.
Very nice run there. Bentonville Tigers doing all they can to wrap him up, but he has just got some outstanding leg drive. Like Cabot's going to go with a single back set. One of the few times we've seen this, Doug. And Bentonville almost took the handoff in the backfield.
Good run.
Not sure who that was that got the penetration into the backfield, but outstanding job to break that up a little bit.
More like a 5-yard run because he was hit in the backfield. Still manages to get 2, say a long 2, short 3. Second down to 8. Tigers in a 5-man line. Handoff off tackle.
Number 30.
Outstanding sophomore. He's already had 98 yards at the end of the first half. And he's definitely over 100 now and gets another first down for Cabot.
8 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Cabot continues to run the football. Single back set again. A little trouble there with the snap.
He's going to get about 8 yards.
Extremely hard running by Cabot at this point, Doug. Seemed to have Bentonville just a little bit on their heels.
Just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore.
Had 1,200 yards coming into the ball game. Over 100 already here with 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Second and 3.
Bentonville needs to come up with a big stop, maybe a turnover of some type here, Doug.
That's it. No gain that time, or a short gain. It's going to bring up third down about let's say 2. Long 1, short 2. Big third down, first third down of the second half for Cabot. Can't say enough again about these fans from Bentonville tracking all the way down here. The visitors' fans are full, or stands are full with Bentonville fans. Fullback again, and he's going to probably get to first down with second effort. You know, you say it all the time about good running backs. They fall forward, and Cabot really does a good job of that.
Well, Doug,
it looks like they're going to measure. It's going to be close. I think he got it with that second effort.
you never know how big that stop was that Cabot pulled off to end the second half, or excuse me, the first half. Looks like it's going to be a first down by about the nose of the football, Doug.
Second effort that time. He was hitting the backfield and stood up, but he kept those legs pumping, and he gets the first down for Cabot inside the Bentonville 40-yard line at about the 39-yard line. 7-7 ball game. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Belly series.
Football. Bentonville's got it.
See,
Big hit.
I think Sizemore's the one that made the hit.
Big hit. And Doug just talked about it about 3 plays previous to that. Bentonville needed to come up with a big stop similar to a fumble.
Sizemore with the big hit. He's done it all year long for the Tigers. Was bothered early in the year by that sore back.
Not a characteristic thing of a team that runs the football as much as Cabot to cough it up on the run, but nice hit there by Sizemore.
So the Tigers are in business at the 35-yard line. Hand off to Hartman and nowhere to go.
Doug, we got 6:10 here left in the third quarter. Bentonville trying to shift the momentum back to their side as Cabot had us on our heels a little bit.
Look for the Tigers to come back out in that spread formation where they get man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Go back to that post route or that slant.
Clark coming to the sidelines, leaving Hartman in the backfield by himself.
Twin receivers both sides, and here you've got the set. You got the man-to-man.
There it is. There it is.
And
Denny's going to make it.
He gets to about the 1 yard line.
Big.
Nice pass and catch, but
Doug,
we've seen it all night. That set gets that man-to-man coverage in the secondary, and there's no safety. They walk him up.
I'll give you credit with calling it all night. You said that one-on-one coverage was going to get him in trouble. And Drew Denny, again, showing that speed with those long legs. Nice pass by Schlegenoff. Couldn't have been a better pass. But here we go again.
So we got 4 chances here inside the 1.
Same place.
Tigers in a power formation. Let's see what they do this time. And he's going to be stopped. Steve Jones. He didn't get anywhere. Or is that Hartman with the ball?
I believe that was
Derek Hartman.
Here we go again. This is how we ended the second quarter, first half. And Doug, I think you and I was calling it Danaher right behind his backside.
Let's see what the Tigers will do, but let's look at big All-State center Aaron Dannenhauer, and let's get up there and let's go to town.
Jones remains in the backfield with Clark, and that normally means another shot up the middle.
Here we go. There it is, quarterback sneak touchdown.
Yep, good call, Doug. So with 4:31 left here in the third quarter, Bentonville scores their second touchdown of the evening. Vaver will be coming on here to kick the extra point.
Give Aaron Dannenhauer credit on that block, but you know, Steve, you played a little bit of center and I played a little bit of quarterback, and you just walk up to that line and you tap that center one side or the other, and you go on first sound and you just go off the hip.
Yep.
High snap.
Nice kick.
Up and good. I tell you what, give Wanders some credit. He got that hold down.
Yes, he did. Doug, again, like to thank some of our sponsors real quick as we're getting ready for the kickoff. Bud Anderson's Heating and Cooling. Everyone at Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling is honored to help bring the telecast to you and your family. With the heating season coming on, we'd like to help defend your home from carbon monoxide gas. Call Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling anytime, day or night, for our BHS football special. We'll completely clean your furnace and check for gas leaks for only $49. Call Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling to help defend your family.
We talked about it. Cabot has won 35 of the last 36 home games, or last 16 straight. And they find themselves in a deficit. What they want to do is try to answer right now.
Sophomore's got the football again, Doug.
Nice run, nice blocking. He really does a good job following these blocks.
He does, and he's got an exceptionally large set of legs under him.
Robertson's a sophomore, is listed at 5'8", 170. And most of that weight is below the waist.
Very tough to bring down. So that brings the ball out 38-yard line, Doug.
About the 38, we can't hardly see for the Bentonville sidelines, but yes, about the 38-yard line. Belly series. Good gain, going to get about 4 yards. 3 yards, let's call it, second down and 7.
Doug, real quick, some of our other sponsors, as we've got so many tonight bringing you this telecast. First Baptist Church of Bentonville.
Look at the Tigers. 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, option play, and Jones is going to bring number 10, the starting quarterback, down for Cabot. Short gain again. Steve Jones on the tackle.
And Doug, 3 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bentonville's a dominant football team in the fourth quarter. Be interested to see if we can maintain that history of having fourth quarters that are so strong. We've only been scored on twice in the entire year in the fourth quarter. One of those was last week.
And scored a total of 91 points in the fourth quarter because they scored 14 last week to win against Pine Bluff. Here comes the counter to reverse, and he's going to be short. Going to be fourth down about 2.5, 3 yards.
Nice job
for
by
Cabot right at midfield.
Outstanding.
At the 45-yard line.
Outstanding job by Sapino trailing that play to stop him short of the first down.
Aswell will go back to return the punt. And the Tiger defense has held with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter in Panther Stadium.
Doug, Bentonville's been going after these punts. They must have picked something up on their game film about their punter.
Looks like this time they may have the return set up.
Fake.
It's a fake, and he's going to get the first down, I believe. It's going to be awful close. This may be one of those left foot, right foot deals.
Yeah.
Whichever ref comes in from which side, it's which one he stops with.
And Doug, they're going to have to measure this.
And it's going to be close.
They're going to measure this.
I said the last time he got it by a half a football, and he did. And this time it's going to be very close. I think he's got it again by about a half a football. It's going to be a first down, I believe, from Cabot.
Nose of the football again, Doug. Good call.
Good call that Coach Malhon here at Cabot, knowing that this is a crucial series.
Bentonville continues to run the fresh defenders in and out of the
2 minutes and 9 seconds, and let's see what Cabot can do now after the fake field goal, or fake punt. Counter play, and he's going to be stopped at a gain of about 2 yards.
Doug, they kind of sense the intensity on the football fields raised up just a little bit, just like we saw it last week. About this same time, players really flying around, blocking and tackling each other.
Minute 40 now left here in the third quarter. Cabot trailing 14-7, second down and 8. Really impressed with their offensive line. They're not very big, but they come off the football. Here comes this pass. And it's going to be overthrown. Incomplete. It's going to bring up third down and 8.
And he paid for it, too. We hit him just as he threw the football. I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors real quick. Bentonville Meat and Seafood Company on the square in Bentonville, 113 West Central. Bobby Morey's Auto Body, 102 West there in Bentonville. Call Bobby for any of your unfortunate accidents or dings. Dial 273-7292 for any of your automobile repairs.
Look right down. There's going to be illegal procedure, I believe. No. I think the center for Cabot snapped it unexpectedly to the quarterback.
I think you're right.
And it's going to bring up fourth down and 8 yards. And Aswell will go back to return the punt. Good shot, looking right down that line of scrimmage. I think the center that time missed the snap count.
I think you're right. Cabot's running a player on at the end here. Play clock down to 10.
Penalty here wouldn't affect them much. It's going to be kind of a pooch punt. Nice high. Short kick, and it's going to get a Cabot roll into about the 10-yard line. Maybe inside the 10 just a little bit, and the Tigers will have it with 15 seconds left.
Got a flag on the other side.
Quarter.
There's a flag down on the other side, Doug.
Well, let's see what the penalty is. holding on the Tigers. So let's see what it's going to be. It's after the kick. It's after the kick, so it should be a half the distance to the goal penalty. They're trying to figure out where the previous spot was.
And I don't understand that, Doug.
Previous line of scrimmage, so let's see.
The flag's way over on the 30-yard line, Doug, which indicates that the hold happened.
It's going to be a first down. And I don't understand this call. They mark it off 10 yards.
Gary Ware is highly upset.
Gary's going to call timeout, and they'll have 2 left now with 15 seconds left, but it's holding on the punt return. It is after the punt.
Well, Doug, with the break, as we watch the action with the coach and the referees, maybe we can get some of our
There you see the discussion.
Sponsors in.
We'll try to get an explanation.
One of our fine sponsors for the evening, Landers Insurance Agency, can help you prepare for life-altering events, auto accidents, house fires, businesses being vandalized. Call Landers Insurance Agency, continuing a tradition of service and professionalism since 1968. Mike Landers, of course, a graduate of 1973 here in Bentonville High School. And doesn't look like Gary won the battle.
You never do.
No.
Against the referees. And here comes Cabot after a fake punt, first down, and now on a penalty, a holding penalty on the Tigers gives them a first down. They've got new life with 15 seconds left. Counterplay. He's going to be tackled. A gain of about 2.
Well, Doug, be interested to see if Bentonville can dodge another momentum push on Cabot's behalf.
And here's the fourth quarter, folks. It's the end of the third quarter. Tigers with a 14-7 lead, and we're going to be back at Panther Stadium for fourth quarter action. Stadium in Cabot, and folks, I'm going to do one more housekeeping item. The Arkansas Activities Association supports good sportsmanship. All spectators have responsibility while watching an athletic contest because their actions influence high school youth. It is important that every display the best of sportsmanship to help instill proper attitudes and ideals in these youth. And we're starting the fourth quarter with Cabot 2nd and 9 in Tiger territory. Counter option, pitch out, and he's got some room. He's going to get about 8 yards, and it may be enough for maybe more than that, about 10 yards. It's going to be a first down for Cabot at about the 30-yard line of the Tigers, just inside the 30-yard line.
Well, Doug, at this point, it looks like the Tigers are going to have to really come up with a big stop here. I know that the Tigers typically have the best quarter in the fourth quarter, and that certainly needs to continue. Cabot's coming up with 2 wide out, way out with a single set.
They're going to run right up the middle. They're off tackle. Gains about 3-4 yards. And
Doug, I think this is one of the hardest running tailbacks that we've seen all year.
well, there's a reason he's got 1,200 yards coming into tonight's game, and he's probably pushing 150 yards in this game. He had 98 yards at halftime. 11:48 left to play here in the fourth quarter. The Tigers with 2 timeouts. Cabot with all 3 timeouts.
Looks like we have a penalty.
Cabot with a fake punt on this drive for a first down, and also Bentonville penalized on a punt return, holding on Bentonville that gave Cabot the ball back and a first down.
Now, Doug, I don't know what that penalty just was, but they called another penalty on
Still
it.
first down, and it's after the play, so it had to be a 5-yard face mask penalty. But it remains first down, and Cabot's quarterback is going to be sacked. Perry is going to go down in the arms. Did you see who it was, Steve?
I'm trying to figure out who it was. The Bentonville Tigers jerseys are starting to get a little mudded with the field, and I couldn't make out that number very well, Doug.
I think it was Brady Carmen on the tackle, but I'm not positive.
It was either that or number 75 for Bentonville.
It's going to be second down now and 9 yards to go for Cabot.
We'll give it credit to either Brady or Neil Churchill, one of the two. Nice job, though.
Pass. And it's complete for a first down.
First completed pass of the evening for Cabot.
Goes for about 12 yards, and Cabot's in business at the 15-yard line of the Tigers with 10:35 left in the ball game. Cabot trying to be one of only three scores against the Tigers in the fourth quarter this year, and Cabot trying to make it the fourth here in the early going and trying to tie up this ball game. Off tackle, and Robertson goes for about 10 yards. It's going to be first down and goal.
Robertson does a nice job running the football, nose ahead, no sideline jiggle in his run at all. He's just straight up the field, ducks his head and goes.
John Riggins looking running back.
Yes.
Trips, or we used to call it left Willie set left, counter option, pitch out to Robertson again, and Ben Wanders comes up and makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second and goal now.
They actually lost about a
yard.
Maybe two, Doug. They're actually all the way back to the 5-yard line now, almost 6.
Actually a 6 or 7 yard line, so it's going to be second and goal. Let's look at it's going to say second and goal at the 7 on the scoreboard. And again, folks, it's a low press box, so it's a tough angle. It's tough to see those yardage markers, but it's second and goal nonetheless for Cabot. T backfield.
Another
and
pass.
There's a pass. There's that throwback that we talked about. And he's got it for a touchdown. We watched him warming up. Now, there may be a flag on the play. I think he stepped out of bounds.
Illegal man. Yes.
That's what they're going to say. He stepped out of bounds and came back in and caught the ball. Illegal participation is what the signal is.
And Coach Gary Ware was almost out to the hash mark making that call for him.
So that's going to remain. Is that loss of down? I believe it is. That'll be third down now. I don't know if it's loss of down or not, Steve. It's a 15-yard penalty nonetheless. So it's going to be all the way back out to the 22-yard line, where it will be second down at the 22.
I
guess it's not loss of down.
No, it's second down.
Nonetheless, a break for the Tigers.
9:03 left in the fourth quarter, Doug. And the Tigers doing their best to keep Cabot out of the end zone.
And get ready here, because the ball's probably going to be in the air. They're looking over the middle.
Almost intercepted there.
Incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted, almost a touchdown.
Number 3 for Bentonville
Trey Basor.
Had that ball go between his hands as he was jumping about as high as he could get up in the air.
It's going to be third down goal from the 22-yard line. And if you're Cabot here, you're going to throw the ball in the end zone.
Folks, this is one of the best football games that we've seen start to finish this year. The fans really getting into it. He's back to pass again.
He's going to throw it into the end zone. It's intercepted.
Mike Sapino.
Sapino comes up with the interception, and he's got some room.
So Bentonville turns back Cabot.
Mike Sapino with the interception. He runs it back out just about to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at about the 20-yard line, 22-yard line.
8:46 left in the fourth quarter.
And the Tigers ahead 14-7. So we had a little bit of everything. Fake punt for a first down. Penalty on the Tigers that gave Cabot a first down. Penalty on Cabot that took a touchdown off. And Sapino comes up with a big interception on 3rd and goal. Derek Hartman right up the middle. And he's going to get about 3 yards.
Very important for Bentonville right now, Doug, just to maintain their drive, pick up the first downs, and grind on that clock some.
You'd love to be able to run the ball and get some first downs here with 8:27 left.
Schlagenhoff
wrap up.
Yeah, Schlagenhoff's looking back at the play clock, trying to use up as much time on the clock as he can.
Senior quarterback showing some good leadership.
Not going
both ends of the field. You got 8 now. And there's the pass out in the flat to Aswell. And he catches it. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down. I believe it's going to be close, but
they're probably going to measure it.
They're going to stop the clock to measure. I think he's going to be a little bit short.
Doug, real quick, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, First Western Bank. Start saving for the next year's wish list with a First Western Bank Christmas Club account. First Western's Christmas Club is now paying 4% APY. For a limited time, you can take your choice of a stuffed Santa, snowman, or reindeer with your opening deposit of $100 or more. Call 273-2024 or stop by a location in Rogers, Bentonville, Bella Vista, or Financial Service Center is now open at the corner of 14th Street and Highway 102 in Bentonville, a division of Citizens Bank, member FDIC.
Bentonville's about 2 inches short of the first down with 7:57 left here in the fourth quarter. Clock was stopped and it will be reset. The play clock's still at 25. The Tigers are already out of the huddle. And Steve, it's maybe time for big Aaron Dannenhauer again.
Yes.
I don't know what they're trying to get the change set over on this sideline, so the referee steps in, stops the play. Go up there with big Aaron Dannenhauer, and he's got 2 on him right now, but let's see what happens. And Schlagenhoff will go off, and he should have the first down. 7:46, and the clock's going to be stopped as they move the chains. Give Dannenhauer credit again. Schlagenhoff sneaks for the first down.
We talk a lot about Aaron, but it's hard not to talk about him. There's not very many centers in the state of Arkansas as big as he is. Most of those guys that are that size play outside on the tackles.
And when I talk about Aaron, I'll say yes sir, no sir to him anytime he wants. Pass out in the flat to Aswell. He slips a tackle, and he's going to get inside Cabot territory to about the 43-yard line, a gain of about 18 yards.
Yeah, I call it actually about 23, Doug.
And Challen Aswell, again, we talked about it in the first half, but when he catches the ball, that first step, he makes the first tackler miss every time.
The clock stopped just a little bit. Now we're rewinding it.
Set the chain, 7:15 now. Schlagenhoff with him in the huddle, 20 seconds left. We'll bring him up. to 10, doing a really good job. Allen really mature. Lucas Clark up the middle, and he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards. Let's call it 4. .647 left.
Doug, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors as we go through the night here. Before we run out of time, again, I'd like to thank the First Baptist Church of Bentonville, Old Town Cleaners in Bentonville behind Fletcher Honda, and a second location at Pinnacle Point. Also, Bob Morey Auto Body Shop is proud to sponsor the Tiger playoffs. Go by and see Bobby on 102 West or call 273-7292 for any of your repairs.
Hand off to Hartman. He wraps up the ball, but he's not going to get much. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Bentonville Tigers with 6 minutes left, leading 14-7.
And Bud Anderson here, Doug, Bud Anderson's Heating and Cooling asked us when the offense is on the field here, take the offense this year with the heating and air system. Call Bud Anderson Heating and Cool for the BHS football special for only $49. Bud Anderson's Heating and Cooling will come out, clean your furnace, factory fresh, and test carbon monoxide gas. Take advantage of the special.
3rd down 4. Schlegenoff back to pass, throwing over the middle, and there should be a penalty flag. Clearly hit before the ball arrived was Denny, and there is no flag on the field, and it's going to be 4th down and 4.
Tough call, Doug. 5:37.
I don't know. Now they've got timeout again. I don't understand why they're calling timeout.
They may have had the wrong.
And they're going to put Vavra in the ball game to kick a 52-yard field goal. Vavra has got the leg. The danger here is simply if he misses, the ball will come back out to that line of scrimmage, but he's going to attempt a 53-yard field goal for the Bentonville Tigers. And the ball is up, and it's going to be short. .53-yard field goal attempt for the Tigers.
Well, Doug.
And now they're marking the ball at the 20-yard line.
Maybe it wasn't that.
Is that not a rule?
I guess. I guess that's the rule that if you attempt a field goal and miss,
comes back to the 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as it goes into the end zone, it's got to come back to the 20. Otherwise, you can either return it or block it.
So Cabot's 80 yards away with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, trailing 14-7. And here comes a fullback.
Where's the football? Not there.
Fumblerooski.
Nebraska. No, they called it a fumble. Number 10 fumbled the football, and the lineman picked it up, but the referee called him down, Doug. So it's actually a loss on the play.
I think it may have been a little trickery.
Had me fooled. I couldn't find the football.
I'm lost most of the time, so it worked out pretty good.
The Bentonville fans out here are...
Looked like Nebraska's old Fumblerooski play.
Yeah. Bentonville fans are looking around like you and I was going, what in the world happened?
2nd and 9.
Hold them here, Doug, and they come up with a big 3rd down attempt.
Here comes the pass. You're doing something here, though. Cabot's having to throw the football, and that is not their game.
No, it's not their game.
And that's exactly what you want to happen. It's going to be 3rd and 9, and
you have to have a passing game of some sort, though, Doug, to be able to mount a comeback with only 4:36 left in the quarter.
Well, I tell you, if you're Cabot, the question here is, if you get close, you've got to go for it on 4th down with 4:36 left.
Right.
This is 4-down territory almost at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, they do have an outstanding punter that he's kicked the ball well tonight, so And their defense has been playing pretty well. Back to pass again, Doug.
Roll out. Pass is incomplete, out of bounds. So it's going to bring up 4th down. And if I'm Coach Gary Ware, I leave my defense in the ball game because they're probably not going to punt this football.
Well,
the punting team's coming on with 4:31. They do have all of their timeouts left.
and you have to remember back, Doug, a couple of series ago when they went for the fake, picked up the 1st down.
Absolutely, and they're missing a guy. Cabot's missing a player.
Play clock's
They've only got 10 players on the line.
Play clock's down to 8.
Or 10 players on the field, so
7, 4.
plenty of time. Good snap, and he does punt it. Nice high punt. The Tigers with nobody back, they're just going to let it hit and roll, and it's going to roll dead at about the 31-yard line for the Bentonville Tigers.
So Doug, setting the stage here for the last 4:21. Seems like we've been in 4-minute territory here for a while, but
you know, this clock down here, it moved extremely, extremely fast until we got to the 4th quarter.
yeah,
And it seems like it's been up here forever.
we've had a lot of controversy with the referees. We've had a few penalties, had some odd things happen in the football game, and that's kind of slowed it down a little bit.
A lot of measurements which
Yep.
stopped the clock. But the Tigers here need a couple 1st downs to put this ball game away.
Yeah, do the math, Doug. I think if you count 4 1st downs and Schlagenhoff doing a nice job with the clock, then we would do the right thing.
Here comes Hartman, and he's going to run outside.
Picks up 5. 5 yards every carry is going to take you to the semis instead of the quarters of the state playoffs.
Now if Cabot's going to use a timeout.
4:05 here. Again, we'd like to thank the Landers Insurance Agency in Bentonville, taking care of all of your life-altering events such as auto accidents, house fires. Call Landers Insurance Agency, a tradition of service and professionalism. Since 1968, of course, Mike is a graduate of Bentonville High School of 1973. Also like to thank Bud Anderson's Heating and Cooling. Take advantage of Bud's $49 special. Call him and ask him to come out. Check your system for any leaks. Check for the carbon dioxide. Make sure everything is safe and workable for you to keep warm this winter.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left. Cabot used their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left. The Tigers will have 2 left because Gary Orr called timeout when the penalty against the Tigers on the punt return. And
Cabot's asking their fans to get involved, and
the Tigers are on offense, so their fans will want to be quiet. Pitch back to Hartman, and he's going to be hitting the backfield and stopped. Kind of a dangerous pitch
it was.
that time.
Derek running really hard, picks up about 2 yards, so that's going to bring up third down and about a long 4.
Cabot will long 6.
Long 6. They didn't give him much.
He got hit in the backfield, but Cabot uses their 2nd timeout now, and what they're trying to do is stop the Tigers and rely on their offense to get out of bounds and move the ball in the hurry-up 2-minute offense.
Well, Doug, looks like we've got 2 timeouts left in a half, and like you said, Cabot's down to 1. Very, very important. This may be a season decision here for Bentonville as whether or not they can pick up this 1st down here. Certainly, if they do not, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on that Bentonville Tiger defense.
Well, and the deep snapper and the punter and line to block out. So Aswell comes down, and you've got the man-to-man situation with Aswell here on the lower side and run the post, and Aswell is going to take it home for a touchdown.
And he catches the ball for the 1st down. Nice job, Doug. He actually had to stretch out to catch the football.
He didn't run the post. They ran the hitch and go.
Hitch and go.
But he had one-on-one coverage, and again, I'll take that matchup any time. So 3:51 left, and the Tigers come up with a big first down.
I was very impressed with his laying out to catch the ball instead of worrying about catching the ball and then running for the touchdown because he was wide open.
There you can see the improvement in Slagenhoff, though, from last year to this year. He lays the ball up in the air, puts some air under it. Aswell runs under it. Great job. Great job by the offensive line for protection, because anytime you do that hitch and go, you're pumping. You got a chance to get hit as a quarterback. Here's the inside counter with Lucas Clark, and he's going to get a couple yards.
Bentonville's starting to use that full backfield a little bit more as we get deeper and deeper into the football game, trying to protect the football, Doug.
Well, we didn't mention it, but Cabot most of the year has been ranked #1 in the state of Arkansas. The Tigers come in ranked #3 in the state, and this has been a battle of the Titans here tonight.
And actually, I think that Bentonville was replaced by Cabot as the #1 spot, because Bentonville and Russellville, the game at home, we were up there in some newspapers #1, some newspapers #2, depending on who you talk to.
The Tigers more than likely will go, well, we know they're either going to go to Texarkana next week or West Memphis if they win tonight.
Either trip is another long one for the Bentonville Tiger fans, who come out in just huge amounts tonight, Doug.
On Thanksgiving week. So let's see what the Tigers, one more first down will put this ball game away.
3:24 left.
Well, wouldn't it be nice to break one?
It'd be really nice to go ahead and put it in the end zone and put a lot of pressure on Cabot.
Offsides, Cabot. And it's going to give the Tigers 5 more yards.
Nice call by coach.
And 3 downs to make a first down.
Nice call there by the coach, Doug. Knowing that Cabot's going to be aggressive, trying to get across the line, make something big happen here.
Well, as a quarterback, Slagenhoff, this time of the night, you go with quick counts or you go with a long count, because the defensive linemen are tired.
Yeah, and I'm sure they are tired with our big old offensive line, been pushing on them all night.
So the Tigers got 3 yards.
Derek tried to middle and then cut outside. And
Hartman cuts the ball outside. And I'm sure Coach Ware wanted him to stay in the middle and run that ball straight.
Well, Doug,
East and west in this situation. We normally say in football, run it north and south.
Yeah.
But the Tigers are heading east or heading west right now, and we need about 4 yards.
with Cabot out of timeouts, 2:54 left here. Very, very key for Bentonville to go ahead and pick up the first down and keep this thing going.
Might roll Slagenhoff out here, and if he can't pass it.
Lucas Clark straight up the middle.
And he's going to be close. In fact,
I think he got another.
It's going to be close.
Another one of those left foot, right foots.
Nonetheless, it's going to be 4th and short. And if you're the Bentonville Tigers, you probably go for it here.
No, he's going to measure, Doug.
That'll stop the clock with 2:38 left.
Let's make the call.
Well,
I'd say it's a first down.
I think he's a little short.
He's short. You're right. About a football length, and certainly we'll call number 59's name again.
It'll be interesting to see what they call this time. You know, Cabot absolutely is going to be sitting there. And probably what the Tigers may want to do here is they'll reset the clock and let it run down to 2 or 3 seconds left on that clock, call timeout, and decide what to do. Let's see.
I'm looking across the field here, and something that's interesting is that there's 2:25 left, and we got Cabot fans actually leaving.
And handoff up the middle. And I think he got it.
Yeah, I think they give him the left foot on that one instead of the right foot. They're going to call timeout and measure again.
Hand it off to Lucas Clark that time, knowing that Cabot would be expecting the quarterback sneak, and they're going to bring it in and measure it again.
Coach Keith.
But I think he had it.
Coach Keith Kilgore's down there with the guys in the chains, and he's trying to make a spot on it.
I think he had the first down. He needed about 4 inches, and he got it, I think.
Yes, he did.
It is. And 2:14 left. Now there's a 25-second play clock, folks. So 4 snaps of the ball, you can say that's a minute, but you're going to have some extra time as they reset. So ball game is not over yet.
No, certainly another first down. The ball game is over. And like you said, Doug, defensively they're getting tired, and we may break one here for a score that would really sew the thing up.
Fullback right up the middle, Steve Jones that time on the carry, and he's going to carry it for about 3 yards. Now is when your senior quarterback really comes into play, because you're going to run that play clock down, and you're going to snap the ball when it has about 2 seconds left on that clock.
And again, Doug, even if Cabot does get the ball back with no timeouts, the only option they have is to go to the air. And we've seen them struggle through the air tonight, as they're not a passing football team at all.
Their only score, though, Steve, was a 90-yard run tonight. Hand off to Hartman in the backfield, and he's going to get it. And this call here, Steve, what you'd like to see with a senior quarterback is fake the ball up in the middle. Slagenhoff's fast, and let him run around the outside. And I don't know what the timeout here is.
I had number 70 for Bentonville, was on the ground a little while, stopped the clock to get him off the field. Jacob Winter, now he's not wanting to leave the game, but I guess they're going to make him.
And that's going to stop the clock.
With 1 minute and 6 left.
And they will not. So the injury timeout. And the other thing that it does is it forces Jacob Winter to come out of the game. So your starting left guard has to sit out a play. But I like the odds here of Alan Slagenoff faking the ball in and running around the right side or right end. Because Cabot is served.
We got 7 seconds on the play, 5 seconds on the play clock.
And there it is.
There it is.
Alan Slagenoff is going to run for a first down, and he may get into the end zone, and he does.
That's it, Doug.
That's the ball game, and the Tiger fans are celebrating with 34 seconds left here in the ball game.
Nice
One of
call.
the few times I've ever called a play right.
Nice call, Doug. That is outstanding. During the timeout, you made the call.
Alan Slagenoff runs around the right side, and the Tigers lead 20-7 over the #1 ranked team in the state of Arkansas. Vavra kicks the extra point, and it's a 21-7 with 34 seconds left, Steve. Great Tiger effort. Again, the only 7 points so far from Cabot were on the 90-yard touchdown run by Robertson.
Doug, with the 34 seconds left, real quick, I'm just going to make a quick scan here on our sponsors. First Baptist Church of Bentonville, Bobby Morey's Auto Body, Old Town Cleaners in Bentonville behind the square, behind Fletcher Honda. Bud Anderson, we appreciate you. Take advantage of his $49 special to clean your heating and air system. Landers Insurance Agency, Bentonville Meat and Seafood, and First Western Bank with many locations, Bentonville, Bella Vista, and Rogers. Folks, we sure do appreciate your sponsorship to bring this game back to Northwest Arkansas, and it has been a really good game tonight, Doug.
If you're Vavra here, you probably don't kick it deep, you squib it, and that's exactly what they did, the up man. And what a hit.
Number 50
Number
for
50, Jesse Bland. Jesse Bland with the hit.
He brought a little punch with that one.
Jesse Bland with the hit on the kickoff. And folks, the Tigers are going to the semifinals of the state playoffs. And by the time you're watching this broadcast, you already know if it's going to be in Pine Bluff or it's going to be in West Memphis. And we fully expect it to be, Texarkana and West Memphis. And we do expect it to be in Texarkana.
Bentonville's got a serious prevent on here, Doug.
And here comes the pass out in the flat, and there he'll drop back and pass to the split end. Ball's intercepted. Intercepted by the Tigers. It's still running down the sidelines, and 16.9 seconds left in the ball game. And again, the Bentonville Tigers are going to the semifinals of the state playoffs.
And Doug, the accomplishment, not only just advancing into the semifinals of the state playoff, is to come here. These guys have won 35 out of 36 games.
16 straight.
16 straight. You just broke their streak of about 2 years, maybe 3, possibly even deeper than that, depending on how many home games they had.
7 games a home game. You're talking about 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal to come in here and upset these guys at their home field.
And that's going to do it. The Bentonville Tigers with a 21-7 lead, or victory over Cabot Panthers here in Cabot. And the Tigers will go either to Texarkana or West Memphis next week for the semifinals of the state playoffs. We'll be back right after this to wrap it up.
Where we're always hometown.
Or Panther Stadium in Cabot, Arkansas, where the Bentonville Tigers win 21-7 over Cabot in the quarterfinals of the 5A playoffs, Steve, and they're on to the semifinals.
Yeah, Doug, and outstanding job with Bentonville in the second half. We went into the first half with a little momentum push over on Cabot's side with them stopping us at the goal line to end the half, and then we come out, sustain some drives. A lot of things happened very strangely in the second half with penalties, a lot of measurements on first downs, very tight calls, left foot, right foot stuff. But Bentonville kept their head up, and again, the fourth quarter stops to keep people out of the end zone, and Bentonville scoring in the fourth quarter, difference in the ball game.
Typical Bentonville Tiger 2001 season football game.
Yes.
They do what it takes to win.
Can't
take away the 90-yard run from the Cabot Panthers, and it's a 21-0 ball game.
Right. I can't say enough about the leadership that the quarterback for Bentonville, Alan Schlagenhoff, continues to provide for the Bentonville Tigers. I mean, he cool, calm, worked the clock extremely well during the fourth quarter, and then the pressure, you made the call, goes around the end to sew this thing up with a huge 30-yard run for a touchdown.
But give the credit to the big boys up front.
Yes.
On the offensive and defensive line for the Tigers really did an outstanding job. I was very impressed with the way Cabot's offensive line fired off the football. They did not have the size that the Tigers did, but they really did a good job coming off the ball. But give the Tigers a lot of credit. And folks, watch next week the semifinal game against either Texarkana or West Memphis. You know who that is by now, the time you're watching this, but continue to watch the Tigers as they go through to the 2001 state championship.
Yeah, and Doug, one more time, we'd like to thank all the people that sponsored our broadcast tonight, and also like to thank the fans that traveled all the way down from Northwest Arkansas. Just a huge amount of fans that followed the Tigers down here for this victory, and hope that next week they can do the very same thing, over even bigger than what they've done this week.
Absolutely, and the Tigers again on their way to this 2001 state championship. And this is Doug Bachman and Stephen Walker on Family 45. Tune in next week for the semifinal game.